Hey y'all, it's Amanda and I'm out on the front porch today. It looks like a rainstorm is about to come through. And today I want to talk about something that is in the forefront of every gardener's mind. Why is gardening so expensive and why it's about choice more than anything else? Okay, have you noticed that gardening is more expensive than ever? Yes, of course you have. Everybody has noticed. A few bags of soil, a couple of plants, maybe a container or two, and suddenly you've spent a lot more than you originally planned. And honestly, I don't think it's just about inflation at this point. I think a big part is that modern gardening like how we garden today, gives us more choices than ever before. We can buy almost everything ready-made or we can do more of it ourselves. And neither approach is wrong. They each just fit different needs. All right, let's talk about 5 reasons gardening is more expensive nowadays. Reason number 1, we're often paying for time. And this is a super important one to me. I am a busy person. I have 3 children. I have a wonderful husband. I'm keeping up a household. I run a business. I volunteer. I do all of the things. So what would be an example of paying for time as a gardener? A packet of coleus seeds is $3, right? While a mature coleus plant is anywhere from $5 to $8. The mature plant isn't expensive because the plant itself is valuable. It's expensive because someone else did the growing for you. Someone else bought the greenhouse. Someone else watered the plant. Someone else fertilized it, and they grew it for months on end before you ever set eyes on it. And truthfully, sometimes that's worth every penny because time is hard and time has value. I grow zinnias and marigolds, basil, vinca, celosia, lots of things from seed. And for me, I enjoy growing these from seed, and it makes sense for me to be able to grow these from seed. But if you don't enjoy seed starting, and I have lots of gardening friends who do not enjoy seed starting, and yes, Michelle, I'm calling you out, buying plants may be the better value for you. So I think really understanding time versus money, which one is important to you in this number one reason for why gardening is so expensive. A lot of times these plants seem so expensive, but it's not really the value of the plant that you're just purchasing. You're also purchasing the time and the energy and resources that went into getting that plant to that point. Okay, the number 2 reason gardening is so expensive is we live in a convenience culture. This is not criticism, it's a reality. And it's not criticism at all. I partake of this convenience culture on a daily basis. We can buy anything and everything we desire. Mature plants, hanging baskets, container combinations, landscape plants, pre-made garden beds, every amazing, unique, different kind of fertilizer, fancy plants, basic plants, anything and everything you can think of for gardening is available to us. And we become very accustomed to getting things quickly. And honestly, sometimes that's exactly what we need. For example, a $40 hanging basket versus growing the plants yourself for the hanging basket. Neither option is wrong. One costs more money and one costs more time. Social media, I think, is definitely part of the issue because we watch social media and we see instant gratification. We see months-long projects that occur in one 20-minute video and we think, oh, we have to have that now, or our gardens have to match up with that. In reality, they don't. So it's really deciding about the convenience of the situation. Do you want to take the time to grow something or build something or create something yourself? Or do you want to pay someone else for that time and product? Reason number 3 that gardening can be very expensive is we buy things that we could actually just create ourselves. This is where gardening becomes really interesting because gardening is one of the few hobbies where you can actually create more of what you already have. Such an interesting concept. In gardening, you can create more of what you already have yourself. So examples, propagating. You can propagate plants to your heart's desire, coleus, basil, sweet potato vines, all great things to propagate. Saving seeds. You can save seeds at the end of the season and replant them for next year. This is great for marigolds, zinnia, celosia, all awesome for that. Dividing plants. You can have these beautiful perennials that you've grown on for a couple of years, and in the fall you can go through, divide them, create more plants from them, and fill in your garden. Salvia, coreopsis, daylilies, and iris are excellent for that. One of the reasons that I love gardening so much is that plants multiply, whether by seed or propagation or by dividing. I love utilizing all those options to expand my garden. A single plant can become dozens of plants if that's something that you really enjoy doing. So the idea being, like, you can go to the nursery and you can buy that beautiful, unique perennial. But then instead of buying more in the future, take the time to grow that perennial on, divide it, and make more plants for yourself. And I think that's one of the big things that we don't realize as much as it used to be in the past. In the past, you would get a sweet cutting from a neighbor and you would grow that on and you would pass those cuttings on. Now we just go to the nursery and we buy whatever plant we need. And so this idea that we buy things that we could instead create becomes really important in an area like gardening, when naturally gardening comes from being able to create things ourselves. And with that idea, a single plant can become dozens of plants if that's something you really enjoy doing. All right, reason number 4 that gardening is expensive. Gardening has become a shopping hobby. And I am super guilty of this. So that's why I feel like I could definitely come out and say this. I'm super guilty of this, and I think we have all done this at some point in time with gardening. You walk into a garden center needing one thing and you leave with 10 because you think you have to have those things. Pretty containers, new varieties, garden decor, tools, whatever. It's so tempting when you're at the nursery or the garden store. There is absolutely nothing wrong with buying things for your garden. I just think that shopping is a very popular pastime and a way to fill your spare time. And I think gardening has now become part of that shopping direction that a lot of us take with our spare time. When in the past, perhaps gardening was spent actually gardening, not buying. And while there's absolutely nothing wrong with buying things for your garden, sometimes we accidentally spend more time shopping for the garden than actually time gardening. And I think that's something that I have found myself caught up in time and time again. It's not like I can go in, have this massive shopping haul, and then remind myself, oh, let's not do that again. And then no offense, 3 weeks later, I'm back in the same place. It's something I have to constantly keep reminding myself, that gardening does not have to be about buying and shopping. All right, and reason number 5 of why I think gardening is so expensive is we feel like we need everything right now. That is a huge trap in gardening world. When I first started gardening, I wanted to finish the garden immediately. I wanted instant gratification. I wanted my garden to be full and lush and ready to go. I wanted mature beds. I wanted big containers. I wanted everything to look established. The problem? Gardens grow over time. They do. They grow over time. And that can be a misconception with as much as we are exposed to social media nowadays. A lot of the most beautiful gardens you see were not built in one season. They were not built in 4 seasons. They were not built in 5 years. They were built over a much longer period of time. They were built starting with one flower, one bed, one shrub, one perennial, and 1 year at a time. And it's tough with social media. It's tough when you're scrolling and looking and you're seeing these beautiful, gorgeous, lush, beautiful gardens. But in reality, if you take some time to really explore that creator that you happen to be looking at, you will find a lot of them have been posting for years and years and years. And you can go back and see their original gardens where they started. I really should do a video of what my backyard used to look like 8 years ago. It was barren. There was not one thing in the backyard besides grass. And nowadays it's full, lush, and beautiful, and it's on its way to becoming a gorgeous established garden. But I think like being around social media so much and having so much exposure to what everyone else is doing makes us feel that we need to hurry up and we need to hurry to achieve that, and that we need everything to be beautiful, full, lush, and established right this moment. But in reality, that's just not true for how gardening works. All right, so let's talk a little bit what I've personally chosen for my garden approach. And I think that this is important because what works best for you is what works best for you. And that can be different from what I need. Some people can go and buy all the plants and that works for them. Some people don't have the funds, but they have the time, so they can grow the plants on their own. Over time, I figured out which parts of gardening I enjoy and which parts I'd rather buy. And that is super important for me. Things I grow myself: zinnias, coleus, marigolds, basils, celosia, vinca, sunflowers. Why do I grow these things? Because I enjoy starting seeds, growing lots of plants, and saving money with these particular plants. But let's talk about things I still buy. I still buy shrubs, trees, specialty perennials, and plants I've missed the seed starting window on. And that's really important because I don't always get all my seeds started at the right time. And I don't think there's anything wrong with choosing to do that. I think the most important thing is realizing what's best for you, for your budget, and for your time. So let's break it down to the real truth about the expense of gardening. I don't think gardening is expensive because plants are expensive. I don't. I don't think that. I think gardening can become expensive when we feel like we need everything at once. And I think gardening can become expensive when you don't have the time. And so you're turning around and you're paying for someone else to do that time. And that's when gardening becomes expensive. You can buy everything. You can grow everything. You can do a little of both. And honestly, most gardeners fall somewhere in between all of those. None of them are wrong. It's just what works best for you. And you know, the beautiful thing about gardening is that you get to choose. You get to choose how you build your garden. You get to choose if you're going to buy the things, if you're going to grow the things, or if you're going to do some combination in between. It's your choice of how you want to garden. You can spend more money and save time. You can spend more time and save money. You can start from seed. You can buy mature plants, and you can do whatever makes gardening more enjoyable for you. All right, this was a fun one. This has been on my mind. Why is gardening so expensive? Because I get so many comments in every single video, post, or whatever about how expensive gardening is. And I think that gardening is expensive by choice. So that's the important thing, is making choices that make sense for your budget and your time. If you do not have a big budget, if like me, I typically have a small budget, then I have to put more time into growing things, and then I can grow within my budget. But if you're someone with very little time and you have the money to spend, you can buy all the things you need. You're just paying for that extra time. All right, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I would love to hear your thoughts of why gardening is expensive, and if you agree that choice is a big reason of why gardening is expensive. Be sure to drop those comments below. And if you're like me and you're on a gardening journey and you would like to do that with some gardening friends, be sure to check out my Patreon community. The link is in the video description below. It is a small group of people who like to talk about gardening on a daily basis. I love these people. They're so great. If you become a patron, you will have access to exclusive lives only available to patrons, as well as videos only available to patrons, group chats, photo sharing, and direct messaging to me. I write you all, as always, she's a mad gardener or a decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.